Omar Bonilla fired his gun into the ground and beat Demaro Battle, then went inside and gave the gun to a friend. Now, if Battle feared for his life, he had time to flee. Instead, he got a gun from his car, returned, and shot Bonilla 3 times, including once in the back. Battle was not even charged in the slaying. Contrast this with another party in the same town. 5 months later, Reginald Etienne and Joshua Sands were arguing. Etienne left the party and returned with a knife. During a fist fight between the 2 men, Etienne fatally stabbed Sands. Sounds just like the last one, except one's with a knife, one's with a gun. He was sent to prison for life. Another, in Winter Springs, Owen Whitlock came home on Christmas Eve 2009 to find his daughter's boyfriend, Jose Ramirez, angrily stalking up his driveway, flexing his muscles and swinging his fists. Whitlock stood his ground and fired a fatal shot. He was not charged. Contrast this with, in Clearwater, Terry Davis shot and killed his cousin as he stalked up the driveway of Davis's home in 2010 with a group of friends. There's no doubt he was going over there to kick his ass, Circuit Court Judge Philip Federico said, but that does not allow you to kill a guy. Davis is now serving a 25-year prison sentence. This is what's happening, and you know, we have a former homicide detective, we have a firearms expert, you all in law enforcement have carried firearms. The Florida Prosecutors Association was dead against this. They're still against this law because the reality is, you know, they're criminal defense lawyers, and my specialty really isn't these blue-collar crimes, although I've tried many. I've got a stand your ground law case pending right now. But the reality is, if you get a law like this, who do you think is really going to be using it? I think the law could write criminals, or alleged criminals, but, you know, the bad guys, not the good guys. 70% of the motions, stand your ground motions filed have been successful. In a third of these, the defendant initiated the fight, or shot an unarmed person, or pursued the victim. It's an amazing statistic. Oliver Wendell Holmes, that was a U.S. Supreme Court justice about 100 years ago, said something that I think is apropos when talking about this pretty unique law. Detached reflection cannot be demanded in the presence of an uplifted knife. What does that mean? You all know, you've been in law enforcement. You can talk all you want about what you're going to do in a situation, how you're going to respond in a situation. You don't know how you're really going to respond until you're in that situation. What advice can I give anyone? You know, the last thing you want to be is a defendant in the criminal justice system. It's traumatic, it's expensive, and you're literally gambling your life. So yes, the law will allow you, if a young kid, obviously unarmed, breaks your window or your door, and you catch him, and he's standing there, and he's got shorts and a t-shirt. You were in law enforcement. He doesn't look like he has, and he looks like a scared little deer. You can shoot him and kill him, and you probably will get away with it, but you might not get away with it. So why do something like that? And it's easy for me to say that standing here. I'm not in that situation, but the thinking is, you know, even though there's no duty to retreat, even though there's a presumption that someone who's a burglar comes in your home, you can shoot him dead, do we really want to do that? No. We want to do that only if we have to do that.
But you have to be able to articulate that you, the person who's being sort of attacked,